yesterday? Huh? Yesterday, well, he didn't like it. Well, it's bad for different reasons. Good morning. Good morning. Jump in, Remy. Thank you, Van Grafton. Let me find. Here we go. I see myself. Before we get started, you know what I like the smell of? A dirty old shirt. I don't even know the last time I washed this. This morning I put it on. I'm like, damn, this smells like a locker room. I like it. So if y'all get close to me, hey, I do stink. Yeah, my side of the bathroom in there, it's starting to get real messy. You know why? You know why I like to keep my side real messy? Because my stuff is all there, you know. If I could, I'd just wear the same thing every day. You go into my closet and there's just tons of clothes, but I don't like them. I like my same things. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Morning Grind. If you've never been here before, this the purpose of this is to help your life, your business, your relationship, your finances, your overall personal development. And every single day before we get started with the show content, we take 60 seconds of gratitude to where we can find something to be thankful for. I'm extremely thankful that I got to go play golf yesterday. And I was thinking about it as I'm out there at about 70 degrees. It actually got a little toasty. Maybe it's a little above 70 at some point yesterday. The sun was out. It was very relaxing. I was playing with some bourbon. I had a little bourbon out there. And I was very thankful to get out there and hit the ball for probably the last time of the year. That's what I was telling myself. You know what? Well, you should ask them if they didn't shut that door. I was telling myself, you know, this is probably going to be the last time I get to come out here. I'm very thankful for that. And I would take a minute and one of my favorite things about playing golf is not hitting the golf ball because I suck, don't I, Hayden?
I'll never say you suck.
Thank you. One of my favorite things about it is being out there and just looking and seeing the beauty of a course, especially over there. It's a very pretty place. Good morning, Noah. Thank you for getting on here. Jan, how are you, friend? But I really love to sit out there and see the sun setting and all the trees and the manicured. Is that how you say it? When you get old, you forget how to say things, and then you get so old you can't even say the damn word. You ever notice that, Van? Like, I can't even say that word anymore. I used to could say it like Minneapolis. Say it. Some of these words get very hard. So I was very thankful out there. We had a very good time. It was me, Weatherman, Pruitt, and the big man, John C. Jones III. And I did hit some decent shots. And I hit some shots that were like, how's it even possible? Like, there's some shots that wouldn't even have gone from me to Hayden. Like, I could have been mad. I don't know what happened. It was like I was by the green and I was using this wedge, and the ball just went straight up. And it would not have hit you, if that makes sense. Where have you been, Josh?
On the phone.
With a lead?
Yes.
What's today's show topic again, Van? See, I'm old. I can't remember how I got this worded.
First sign of success.
The first sign of success, something happens to people. I'm going to talk about it because I see it. I see the first sign of success, what it does to people. Whenever you're starting something new, and there's a lot of new people around here that are new to this game. And I'm going to say you're new to this game unless you've been doing this for long enough to where you're not new. Could be different for different people. Like Noah is on here, and he's new, but something inside of him has accelerated that growth pattern to where he just understands things a lot different than other people. But there's something that goes on with your mind whenever you start something and it's hard. Josh, what was your first year or two like? Well, how hard was it?
Hell.
What was hard about it?
The constant building of the courage muscle, doing things I was uncomfortable with doing.
Okay.
Making phone calls.
Okay, but what I want to get specific with was how hard was it for you to get business your first year? What was hard? What was the hardest part of it?
Just getting in front of people.
Getting in front of people. Then what?
Closing them.
Then closing them. So Josh had to learn how to get in front of people, which took a lot of effort, a lot of failed effort, miserable, a lot of getting made fun of. We'd make fun of them for sounding so dumb. We didn't make fun of you, did we? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But your mind is it's like it's recording everything that you're going through whenever you start actually whatever you do, your mind's recording it. But specifically whenever you're doing something new, your mind is taking notes and it's recording and it's developing this feeling about, is this really worth it for this payoff? You keep doing it, and slowly over time, you start to see a payoff. Do you remember when you first started seeing and feeling you were getting a payoff from doing this?
Yep.
Specifically?
Yes.
Tell me when.
Dustin Rogers, that guy. I think he paid me like $1,000 for helping me out with it.
Probably overpaid you.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be rich one day.
Gonna be, this is starting to work. I get it. Well, then you go back from Dustin and you start doing more prospecting, building more skills, more relationships. And it's still, good morning, the rabbit is on here. Thank you for getting on here, Shaywan. As you're doing this, you keep trying harder and you keep trying harder, and the success is heavy to lift up. It's very heavy, it's extremely heavy to lift your first few years. And I think there is a number of roughly about 30 deals. Once you've gotten past 30 deals, you start to understand things a little bit different. Okay? So as you're doing all this heavy lifting, then you start to have a little bit more success. The first sign I see of people, the first step they get to with a little bit of success is they stop doing some of the things that got them there because of how hard it was. It's kind of like this avalanche theory that I've got. Do you know what an avalanche is, Josh? What is it?
Where snow falls and makes more snowfall. Makes more.
Okay, so how do avalanches usually start?
When little bit of snow.
Some little drunk dude kicked something down the mountain, and it just kept building. And kept. What's it like whenever it finally hits something?
Big. Bam.
Wipes out. They could wipe out a whole village. I don't know if it could or not, but it sounds like it could. But see, your success can be like an avalanche, but too many of you are stopping the fall of the avalanche. You're stopping the momentum. I've had some success. Things are starting to go my way. Maybe I don't have to keep doing all that heavy shit. Maybe I can just kind of coast. Have you seen that yet?
Yes.
David Dudden, what's up, my friend? Have you? Yes. So have you seen somebody in here that's created their little avalanche, and now their avalanche, instead of, it's still going downhill, but for some reason their avalanche is slowing down? Who have you seen do that? Anybody else? Call somebody else out. Drew, have you seen anybody do this, Hayden?
Yes.
Who?
Myself. Seen it firsthand.
You know how I can see it's happening around here?
More not as many deals that was coming in.
The phone calls.
That is one way, but the other way is I too have been there. Me too. I've been right where these people that I'm calling out today, I've been there. I know what it's like. But I've also got to the other side of this snowball, this avalanche. And now I can look back and I can tell y'all what you need to do. Okay? And that's why I get frustrated. Man, if you just listen to me, if you would just listen to me and keep doing the things that were heavy, this gets a lot easier. But it never gets a lot easier because you're not doing those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? The avalanche starts, it's got to build up the momentum. Okay? Once the momentum starts going, it gets a lot easier. But you guys aren't allowing it to go downhill. You guys are trying to push your snowball down like a flat road instead of like this down a mountain. So the way you overcome this is you've got to continue to develop your skills, your courage muscle. You got to build your confidence. For you guys, I think it all gets back to your calls. I think it all gets back to outflow. What does that look like? Constantly, but the reason I understand why, because your recording device has told you how hard this is. If you were to continue to call and put out the outflow like you used to, you would build up a lot more momentum a lot faster. It would get a lot easier. But you're losing acceleration. What happens to an airplane when it takes off and it loses speed? It crashes down. So you've got to get past where it still feels hard. My wife says, I like coasting, but it isn't good. You know, Eric, how's the hunting world up there? I haven't been invited yet. But coasting, it is something that is it's easy. I don't know if you really do like it, because I don't know if you really do like yourself when you're coasting. I do think you walk around a little bit more disappointed whenever you're coasting, but we all do it because we do feel like we run out of steam. People talk about burnout, and I really believe the reason why people burn out is because they settle for something that they've reached. I don't feel like I'm burning out because there's something so much bigger that I want. My wife says, can't lose steam, can't get too comfortable, keep going. Well, here's what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you will fight through the pain, the suffering, and continue to do what you're doing, life gets a whole lot easier. This business gets a whole lot easier. Drew said yesterday, 2 days ago, Weatherman, he don't have to make calls. I'm like, no shit. 15 years, 16 years of doing this. If you want to speed this up, continue what you're doing. Right now, I am working on Edward's little avalanche, okay? Right now, he's doing a lot of things he don't want to do. Do you like to do them? If you like to do them, that means we need to add more stuff that you don't like to do. Where Edward has really not gotten the momentum going is he has not been stable for a long period of time. He wants to do this, and the reason why I can see that he's not stable is I too have struggled with the stability thing. I've always been an idea thinker where let's try this, but I have not built the stability muscle to make sure it's going to work. You got to know a lot of people. I agree with that, or a lot of people got to know you. But what we're working on with you is your avalanche is going to come. You got to be patient. You've got to work on the stability thing. Doing this for a year, you build that muscle. And what you're going to find out is you can have a whole lot more success a lot faster doing it this way, but it don't feel right. This just don't feel right. It feels like we're going too slow here. How can I speed this process up? How could Tom Brady speed up his greatness? Could he? Could he have been great his first or second year in the league?
Could have, but
Well, see, he was doing all these things when he wasn't quite good enough at Michigan. You know, he really struggled to start a full season at Michigan. He was always being replaced by that person on paper that looked so much better than him. This person had a lot more skill, a lot more potential, but there was something in him that just kept fighting through this. He was a very, very late round pick. Nobody believed in him. But he believed in himself, and he kept doing this heavy lifting. And now look at him. What is his payoff like? He's the best ever. See, he never got to a spot to where he thought he was there too soon. And this is something that I see. It's a really big problem whenever you hit the first layer of like, man, I've come a long way. Well, I don't want to keep doing all that stuff that I did because it was so hard. It's gonna stay hard, but I promise if you keep doing it, fighting through it, doing the calls, man, so much comes back to the calls. Because like David Dutton says, you don't know enough people. Enough people don't know you. That's when your life starts to get a little bit easier, when they're like calling you up. You're like, damn, but you ain't there yet. Nobody. I don't feel like I'm there yet, and I've got how many billboards? Nobody still knows me. That's my biggest problem. So I'm going to push and challenge everybody to fight through the first layer of where they feel like success is. Because one day you're going to look back and say, man, that first layer of success wasn't near good enough. Raise your target. Shut us down, Van Grafton.